Main Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show. It's the Main Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show. Sitting at home or you in your car. It's the Madman Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Madman Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Madman Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Madman Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car. It's the Madman Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Madman Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Madman Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Madman Morning Show. 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 It's the Madman Morning Show.
And good morning to everyone. Good morning. Good morning to all of you on this great Monday, brand new week. This is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. And also, good morning to our YouTube listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel. We like to say good morning to all of you. That are here, WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I like to say good morning to all of you that are here. Uh, Good morning to WKRA. We like to say good morning, and we are live and each and every weekday morning from 9 a.m. We're here and we like to uh, say good morning to you. Hope you had a good weekend. Um, I've heard of a lot of activities that were going on, especially down at the homecomings that everybody's been going to and everything. I know that people are going back home. Y'all travel safe as you travel on the highways going back to your various places of business, wherever you may be. Uh, might be going back to your destinations. Like to say good morning to all of you. Good morning to Brother Lee. He's also traveling. Also, this weekend he has to travel, and to all of you that are recuperating from your home contact, they said they had some good times. We're glad that you did. Like to say good morning to our chief correspondent. I said what I said. Good morning to you, ma'am. How are you?
Well, good morning, James. I'm doing good. Good morning to our listening audience and to our chat. Um, I'm doing great for a Monday, James.
Wonderful. Yeah, poor why am I don't know why it is that every day's a good day. I know we move slow on some days than we do on others, but it just seems like Monday's a thing that, it's Monday, got to go back to the office, got to go do all these other things. And we're just glad that you're up. A lot of people are on fall break, if there's such a thing. I don't know if we took fall break or something when I was in school in Chicago, but the kids are out for school, some of them. So some parents are pulling their hair out, but that's okay. You can prepare if you're at home. You can prepare for voter registration. I have it on the screen on our YouTube screen. Good morning to every one of you. Good morning. This is the day, the 7th of October. This is your final day to register to vote in the state of Mississippi. You say, why are you on top of this? I'm glad that you asked me. We have less than 30 days, folks, before we go to the polls as a country to select our leaders of this government. And the only thing that I can say, I'm hoping that the MacMan Morning Show has brought to you the information that you need and the inspiration for you to do something about what was said. Good morning to all of you. Good morning, Miss Penelope and Miss Allison, everybody, Miss Sharon, Miss all of y'all that are here. We want to say good morning to you. Um, we have this thing, and Brother Lee is here. He's traveled and driving and everything. We're glad that he's here. Um, and I hope that we put out enough information so far, and we're continuing to do so, to put out more information about this election that is very, very crucial. Folks, they're pulling out all of the stops. You haven't heard anything from most of the candidates other than the next congresswoman from the state of Mississippi and from the first congressional district, Miss Diane Black. We have not heard from any other candidates, and I've been reaching out to them, not just for the purpose of finance or whatever the case may be, but their message needs to get out. So I'm going to be working on some things as we prepare for our election coverage on November the 5th. Yes, there will be a collaboration uh, with WKRA and the MacMan Morning Show. Somehow we're going to get that together. I'd like to let you know that it's very important for us to do what we're doing. And our correspondents from around our region and from around the country will be coming in and telling us what's going on in their neck of the woods. So we'll be on full election night, election coverage for you, as much as uh, we can on the radio, and also we will be live on YouTube all day. Uh, Practically, we'll cut in for some breaks and things like that, but some major things that are going on. You need to know what's happening in the state of Mississippi. So you ain't said nothing about the weather. It's 62 degrees in Como. It is 62 degrees in Olive Branch and South Haven, and it is 61 at the world's greatest radio station. This side of the Mississippi, that's WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. And over there in Holly Springs, Mississippi, they had a time over in Holly Springs, they said this weekend. And I'm just glad that everybody has enjoyed themselves. Back to what I was saying, that is very, very, very important, and that is the election. Folks, I don't know what to tell you, but we're at the nitty gritty. We're at the nitty gritty when it comes down to this election. We can talk, we said, we know who's running, we know what they stand for. Let's make the decision, the conscious decision, uh, if we can, make the conscious decision of making sure that this country's leadership is in place. Uh, Man, there's so many things that they're doing behind lying and saying these horrible things. I'm also We're still reaching out to those that are in Florida that are getting ready to experience yet another hurricane that's going to be coming in through there that way. Um, we're already getting the reports of them still trying to recover the remains of people that have been unalived by the storm. They're trying to put their lives back together, and God knows it's going to affect even when it comes down to vote. We don't know what's going to happen. So we're praying for all the relief workers, all the rescue workers, first responders, and everybody that makes up uh, the effort to help our citizens and our brothers and sisters that need help. There are people that are trapped. There are people that have loved ones that they have not heard from, and I'm glad that the federal response has been so good that he had to lie about that too. Um, that none of the governors or none of the people were notified, or they hadn't been able to notify the federal officials to give them help. It was a lie. These people are lying. That man is lying. He knows he's going to jail. He knows that they got all the goods on him. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to divide this country. We can't allow that, folks. Wake up. Coffee ain't gonna do it. Get your face in some water. Do something. Wake up and not just wake up. Find out where you vote at. Find out where your polling place is. Find out where you to go to get, make sure you got all of your information right, your ID, all those things ready. Don't let anybody deprive you of your right to vote. It is your right to vote, which brings me to another point. uh I said what I said. Brother Lee, good morning to you. Can I ain't say hello to you? We like to say good morning to you. Good morning to you, sir, as I
Good
go to
morning,
this next part.
Good,
All right.
great day, everyone. Great
Hmm.
day.
It is a great day, great day. All right, now I wanted to bring up something that was sent to me by one of our wonderful staff persons, producers, and things. Was this chart? The medium income, those of you that are on WKRA, you can't see it. I'm going to describe it as best as possible. It is a map of the United States, and each state, the medium income is listed. And for those of you that are not that can't see it on YouTube, you can get the replay. But we have this. Let me take this down right quick, right there. We have this map of the medium income by state in 2024, what the medium income should be. The highest is $162,000 a year, medium income. That's for the District of Columbia in that area. The lowest, get this, the lowest is $47,000 a year. And that's a lie. For the state of Mississippi, the medium income, it's lower than that. $162,000 to live in DC, or your income should be, versus $47,000 in the state of Mississippi. Why am I talking about voting all the time? This should not be. There are no living wages given in the state of Mississippi. People are not making the money that they can make in other regions. And if it wasn't for the Memphis area and Shelby County and the position that the train routes and the highways are connected, this is a main thoroughfare for the east and the west. In order for the products to get over to the west, they have to come through the mid south or through the middle of like Chicago, for instance, was a big hub to get over to the east. Highways and everything are being built. But let's look at this $47,000. Mm-hmm. $47,000, the medium income in the state of Mississippi. Alabama beats us by almost 10. Arkansas beats us by 10,000 almost. Tennessee almost 20,000. And we're the only state in that surround in right there in the middle, right there, the lower middle, right there, $47,000, and we're not voting. $47,000, and you stay at home. $47,000, and you don't vote for your aldermen, your state reps, your state senators, your governors. It's something is wrong in the state of Mississippi where we can't even break the 50,000 mark in the medium income. Now, this was just put out and it was given, and this is a great illustration. And it just shows you all over the country what medium incomes is. Wyoming, way up in Wyoming, ain't nobody up in there. I think Mississippi got more folks than Wyoming. Wyoming, $76,000 is the medium income. $70,000, $76,000 to be precise. South Dakota, 69,000. North Dakota, way up there, 80 grand. Jeez, more nutty. Look at this. This is something. So these are the things that we're talking about. These are the things that I like to bring out to you when we harp and we tell you it is important who you put into office. We just had Yellow Pain on, a great young man, a young man that came on to encourage uh, our young people and our generation Z's to get out there and vote. Are we doing what we're supposed to do? Are we doing what we're supposed to do to get the word out? 47,000, you can't make it. Now, y'all take this here. Some of y'all paying rent 15, 1,600, 2,000, some even more. And if this is your medium income, you couldn't afford where you living at if you had those wages, those medium income wages. Not saying the lower income what they make. It's probably even lower than $20,000 a year. You can't make anything off of that. Why do you think that the president, the vice president, is saying that with this e-commerce and with the new broadband that's out, that it will give people an opportunity to get into the marketplace and to be entrepreneurs? And she was saying that they were trying to get more entrepreneurs. They're giving more incentives. I like to give, she wants to give incentives to people to start your own business. It's just like Mac Media 3 production. It is a business. It has to be certified so that you can do business in this electronic age that we're living in. And as things progress, it seems like it's a decrease. I mean, $47,000, you can't make it. I mean, God forbid if it's just one adult in the house and there's multiple children. Imagine what it's already. You can't take $100 and come out with probably 2 bags of groceries these days. I mean, God help us if you got to survive like this. It makes a difference. They just told Mississippi, you're the toilet of the nation. We just let y'all just live any kind of way. Y'all still on the plantation, on the slave plantation, and y'all not gonna do nothing. Y'all dumb, stupid. Y'all won't go to school, this and that and the other. These are the things that people are trying to say about us. These are the insults. But when Yellow Pain came on this week, I'm gonna talk about this just for a couple of seconds before we. No, I ain't gonna do that. We gotta go to commercial, and I'll be back in a little bit. I'm just gonna talk a little bit more about this. Bring in our panel for our discussions of this morning. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MagMan Morning Show. I am James Mack, your host. Good Monday to all of you. Grand Rising to all of you. This is the day that we have received from God. He gave it to us. Wake up, everybody. We'll be right back after these messages. If let's see where we going. Let's say good morning. Shake y'all up out the bed and things.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
If you never We are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi, November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
Left, right, left, vote, left, right, left. Vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote.
This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with MAGA Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
Well, when I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. She looked, I don't want to you don't put your hands on. You don't ask for shit. We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, you know what you do, you know. He got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter. He's allergic to jelly. He's allergic to bread. He got gluten free. He gave me this. He gave me that. And then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or Rivian, or whatever. He can stand on tables. He can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
And we're back. This is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MAGMan Morning Show. Welcome to all of our YouTube listeners, wherever you may be listening to us from. Like to say hello to our brothers and sisters in Alaska at the naval base. It's a naval base, military base up there in Alaska. I gotta get that name of it if they can give it to me. They'll send me a message. Like to say good morning to all of our wonderful supporters, all of you all that know that you hear each and every day. You got Keisha Studios, and we got Little Red of Big Red's Blues Lounge, and we also have the wonderful Diane Black, who's getting ready to become the next Congresswoman for the state of Mississippi. You say, James, how do we know all these things? Because we're going to elect her and Kamala Harris. When you go vote, you vote the ticket, go on down the line. Might as well. We at the end of the ball game, folks. Ain't nobody insulted. Ain't nobody doing nothing. We can't harm anybody. We're not trying to harm anybody. Get out there and go vote, folks. Please don't. And then think about what you're doing when you do vote. Who's going to help us to sustain ourselves and get ourselves together? We got to get our act together, Black community. We got to get our act together. This is a warning shot, a warning call for us to get our bid. They've been trying to squeeze us out. They've been trying their best. That's why I say there are a whole lot of options that we have. They can't get rid of us. They can't even survive or make it without. We're God's children, and we're not going anywhere. But these wages, these things that are, when COVID happened, they started giving out 23 and 24 dollar an hour positions at the beginning, and now they cut them off. Now, since everything is going, and you don't have a pandemic, and you feel that people still got to eat, people still got children. If they ain't got any more. And Penelope, you're exactly right. It's the minimum wage in Mississippi is $7.25 an hour. You do the math. Do the math. $7 slave labor, $7 a day type thing. $7.25 an hour. You scrubbing somebody's toilet. You flipping somebody's eggs over. You doing this. You driving a bus, or you at one of these jobs that you making all the profit for them. It's like here, down here, and in the region, you got these gas stations. Most of your best meals come out of these gas station mini marts. So you know who's cooking in the back? It's not people that don't look. It's people that look like my mother, my grandmother, back there cooking and making sure that they make googobs of profit at $7.25 an hour. You pay my auntie, my cousin, my niece, or my brother, or my nephew, or somebody to work in your business, and the medium income for Americans in a state right next to you is right next to us now, the state that looks like Mississippi, but it isn't. Y'all take this down for a second. Let me show them the map. Um, Next door in Alabama is $55,000 a year. Next to them is $67,000. Got to go to Florida, almost have $90,000. Next door in Louisiana, it's 56,000. Arkansas, 51,000. Tennessee, $59,000 a year. Come to Mississippi, $47,000 a year. If y'all don't think that a change needs to happen, something is wrong. I'm gonna bring panel in. We're gonna talk about a couple of things today, but I wanted to lead off on this why we ought to get off our tail and vote segment of the McMahon Morning Show. Yes, I'm telling you this because, folks, it is getting ready to get funky. And y'all say, why you say funky? It is. It is. Somebody has, it's the setup to make you think that your vote don't count when they got a scale that says the lowest to the highest. The lowest is the lightest green, and the darker green is the highest. We're the lightest green in Mississippi, lightest green. Mm, mm, mm. Help us, somebody help us, get us on our mind. I said what I said, Brother Lee. I'm sitting here. Yeah, we got to get our business and our houses in order, but look at the slave wages in this state.
It
I'm
looked like it
listening, y'all.
across the country, James, especially in the South, predominantly in the South. And the District of Columbia, what do they have up there? See, it's very important to vote because when you put your people in office, they bring business to your state. And that was one question that I wanted to ask you. Do Mississippi bring in new business, um, to the state so that the state can thrive? Do you have like any type of military base or something? Because something is missing here in Mississippi. I
Okay,
know, because they talk about that all the time. But what other businesses are coming to Mississippi to grow the economy? Because that's what your state
okay,
representatives do for you.
yeah. What Mississippi is an agriculture state from the beginning, cotton, corn, all kinds of things. And the major labor in Mississippi were people, black people, was picking cotton and doing all those things. So it was agricultural. What was left here, and we were left, what's left here in Mississippi is the remnants of Jim Crow, segregation, racism to its point, and I'm just going to tell you, it is great racism here. Not to the point that somebody's going to come in your face and call you a name. I haven't had that experience. Thank you, Jesus, that I haven't. But you can look at the wages. Mississippi is not a poor state. It is not a poor state. Get that out of y'all mind. Mississippi has a surplus of money. Yet and still and all, we still got the poorest people, black people, in the country. The worst state in the world for anything, education, job benefits, and opportunities. Always at the bottom of the totem pole is the state of Mississippi. The Democratic Party, I'm going to say this too, I'm going to throw this in here too. I'm so disappointed with them because you depend on us for your vote. Other than Diane Black, I'll say it again. Other than Miss Diane Black running for office, I ain't heard nothing from none of y'all. I see her on the campaign trail. I see her doing what she do, and y'all not even supporting her. She may not be the candidate that you really want. Y'all want it. Well, we'll just lose this one, and we'll put somebody. The greed. of the Democratic Party. I'm talking about you. Yes, I'm talking. There's several of you that I know. Okay. Y'all not doing right by the first congressional district that needs representation to do what? To bring the resources from the federal government here to the poorest state in the nation. $7.20. Yeah, that's right. $7.25 an hour that some of these people, young people, they're looking for jobs and looking for internships. This is the minimum that they can pay them is seven. Now, I don't think that they that crazy to do that. They just opened up a brand new warehouse and they opened up a new Milwaukee plant and all these other things. You got to get there. So first of all, you got to pile into a car. Always us. Somebody got a car. We all pile in the same car. Uh, we all go eat lunch at the same time. We got to leave at the same time. Then you got the children to deal with afterwards and things that are going on. They getting in trouble and all these things. Economics is the thing. You ain't got enough money to deal with it, with what's going on. You just don't have enough. And it's here, but it's not going into the right places. Mississippi, Democratic Party, y'all forgot about Mississippi, where it started at with Fannie Lou Hamer, when black people couldn't even get on the Democratic Party. We make up the majority of the votes, but they miss out Mississippi. Ty Pickett, I'm talking to you, Senator. Mr. Benny Thompson, I'm talking to you, sir, Congressman. All of you all, the legislature, the Black Caucus. I'm talking about all of y'all. I ain't heard nothing from none of them. None of them. I'm just telling the truth. But you want us to vote for it. Now y'all come at the bottom of the game. Mississippi is dead last. This is where the resources need to come at. Over $500 million the Democratic Party has, and not one sign. I ain't seen none unless it's the folk. Diane Black is spending all the money that she has. Give her some of that money. She needs some of that money to put some people out there on the campaign trail. But no, we got our picks and our choose. This man is running the country nuts, and we letting him get away with everything, and we don't even do anything to stop it. $7.25. The average wage is here. This is the minimum wage that goes on. Yeah, we talk about politics. We talk about the orange man and everything, Brother Lee. We talk about them. But what about us? We need to get off our do nothings and do something. Always looking for something for free. We always looking up to help somebody else, but we can't help ourselves. We can't be businessmen and women. We can't take advantage of this great opportunity. Why are we the ones that vote for these people always get the end of the stick? Somebody help me out, Brother Lee. I ain't heard from you this morning. Good morning to you, brother. Go ahead. I just wanted to start some stuff.
Well, a great day to everybody, and you make a good point. Mississippi is one of the poorest states in what they call the United States Union. And did they overlook Mississippi? Yeah, I would say so. Here's the thing: they overlook a lot of the ghettos in the United States, not just the ghettos, the poor, deprived, and you wonder. Think about this. You wonder how do these places get deprived and they lack resources? It's because they were overlooked intentionally. You know, you think poverty can be, it takes years. They say, well, it takes time. It takes 100 years, 200 years, 400 years. It doesn't take 100 years or 50 years or 10 years. It doesn't take that long. It doesn't. You want to eradicate poverty, it only takes a minute. But if they want to do it, if they want to go to the moon or to Mars, they make up their mind and they go. They want to put a space station in space, they do it. If they want to eradicate the COVID, it's done in a matter of months. I mean, if they want to get rid of cancer, they can do it. It only takes as long as it took to get rid of the COVID, it can get rid of cancer. But cancer makes money. The cure doesn't make any money. It's the treatment that makes the money. And the same thing with poverty. If poverty was eradicated, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't make any money. It makes money on the poor. The thing is, keeping us where we are costs money. Keeping people in prison costs money. Those things cost money. You get rid of the poor, the lower class. If that class was no longer existing, then who would they blame? They blame the poor. And that's the thing we got to understand. We got to look deeper. You got to pull the layers away and stop saying, well, it's profitable. These people that we call our politicians, and I give them a name, they're called poverty pimps because
Yeah.
because they're in office to make money off of you, the poor. They'll sell you a dream. And you'll say, man, okay, he says he's going to give me a better school. But you grew up generations and generations with that same inadequate school and same inadequate roads and same inadequate the education and grocery stores and food and all of those things that we endure. And our politicians and our pastors live better than we do. And how is that the poor live worse than the leaders? Listen, Yahweh, Jesus, same name. Thing is, he lived like the poor. But you got the pastors and the politicians living like the rich. See, that
Uh-oh,
doesn't
what's
make
happening?
any sense. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. Your pastor drives a nicer car than you. He lives in a better house than you. Your politician lives in a better house than you. He works for you, but you live like you work for him. How is that? He got better health care than you do. And you so happy to see him, you want to hug and kiss on him and say, look, I'm so glad to meet you. He should be glad to meet you. But we got it backwards. We are so fixed that we brainwash ourselves. That's what I have to say.
Well, Lee, let me say this. You brought that up, saying that the politicians are pimps. My auntie just asked me to go back, and I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but she just asked me when was I gonna go back to church, and that's exactly what I told her. I do not need them pimping me out of the pulpit. And so if I'm gonna do something, I do my ministry on the outside of the church. Jesus, he walked the streets and he visited the synagogue. So I don't see any need of me going up there every week just to prop him up and so that he can live, like you say, in a better house than me and drive a better car than me. I can spend, I can spend my money elsewhere. And if somebody need help, then I can help them on the outside. And what the game is with these politicians, and like you said, they all want us to vote for them, but the main goal is to have two classes. You're going to have the rich and you're going to have the poor. And if you'll notice, the middle class is disseminating. We really don't have a middle class anymore, and it's been going down spiral, a downward spiral for about the last 20 years. Obama and Biden both, including Bernie Sanders, they all advocated for a higher minimum wage, at least $15 per hour, but Congress always voted down. And so Kamala Harris said that she want to uplift the middle class. Well, I'm gonna see if she's gonna be able to raise the minimum wage because $7.25, that's been the minimum wage for a while. And like you guys
Yeah.
say, no one can live on $7.25 per hour
Not
and
these
not be
days.
at the bottom of the totem pole.
Mhm. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Magman Morning Show. Good morning. I'm James Mack. We got to rattle these cages, rattle these cages. Get your coffee, get your donut, do what you have to do. The Magman is on the air. We're here because even though we know that we're in this season of national election, we got to bring out some things I think that should be brought out like we're doing this morning to show you that Get off your behind and go vote. Watch and see. Turn it blue. You sick? I'm tired of red. I'm tired of us being in the red. I'm tired of us as a people being in the red. I'm tired of us being the ghetto words. Why do we have to live in the ghettos? Why can't we take care of where we live? Why can't we pick up the paper where we live? Why do we have to be the ones hanging out on the corners at the liquor stores or whatever the case may be? Why do our neighborhood has to be flooded with the police and investigators and crime prevention and the crime prevention plans start in the hood, but the economic development starts downtown. Something ain't right somewhere. Somebody that's sitting in that seat, somebody that's sitting there representing you is not representing you because all of the economic development is going to places where it should be not be going. Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, DeSoto County, Mississippi. These are places where the money at. Hines County, Flowood, all y'all down there making that money. We're making money. We're in the office buildings. We got directorships. We even own some companies and running some companies. But are we really at the potential that we should be at as a people? Everybody's prospering. The Mexicans are prospering. The Arab is prospering. All everybody can come open up a business in our area, and they can come and set up shop, and nothing is said. I don't see any new black businesses. I don't see any new black gas stations or fully owned by them. I don't see any of these businesses. Why are we hiding? And yet, and still in all, is always a state where the majority is black that has always got a black mark, black cat, black eye, black. The only thing that's nice that they say that's black is Black Friday. Why they name it Black Friday, I don't know. Want you to go in the store and riot and everything and think.
Oh,
Wake up, folks. Wake up, folks. Wake up. The sales are getting ready to happen. Thanksgiving is getting ready to happen. Everybody thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas and say, damn the election. Something's wrong with you somewhere. We may not be having Christmas like we are and having if you let Project 2025 get started. If you let them open up one page of it, the first 180 days, they say that they want to implement this thing. Everybody that's working as a civil servant for the United States government, you're going to have to sign or pledge allegiance to a man. All you Christians out there saying you ain't got no other God before you, I guarantee you Donald Trump is going to be your God because you either going to dance by his music or you're not going to get that government check that you're supposed to have. I refuse to go for it. You got a fight on your hands, Mr. Man, Orange Man. You got to fight, especially with me. I can't speak for what you're going to do. Take unalive a person or whatever. The body belongs to the dirt, but the spirit and the soul belongs to God. And I got my business fixed a long time ago, so I'm not afraid of anything. We got to stand up and live. I don't care where we are. I want to eat. I don't care where we are. I want to have some clothes on my back. I want to be able to take a bath. I want to be able to just get around. You know, we always the ones that are barely making it. We're always the ones that they got to come up with an economic plan for. And we built Black Wall Street. We built communities. We had doctors, lawyers in our own communities, our own restaurants, our own theaters. Not to be separate, they wouldn't let us come and sit with them. We weren't even worthy to even be buried with them. In Mississippi, they got separate cemeteries. Literally,
oh,
they're not letting a black person in the cemetery, Quitman County, Mississippi, Lambert. Okay, tell the truth, shame the devil. You better not bring a black body in there with them dead white folks. I'm just telling the truth. Let's tell the truth. They don't even want us to be buried with each other. But let me tell you this: there's a uh, funeral home conglomerate that buys up all of the funeral homes and everything. I can't think of the name of it. Diligence or some kind. I don't even want to give them no advertising because they ain't paid us nothing. So I'm not trying to advertise with. Suck up all of the names of the black funeral homes.
wow.
They buy the name. They know black people are going to come. Okay, now when I was in Chicago, there's Leaks Funeral Home and there's Gatlin. These are the major black funeral homes that get all the business. I'm talking about bodies everywhere. When you walk in for wakes and stuff, they be lined up. everywhere. So these are the people. They bought the names and the rights to it. They'll pay them off. You can still run your thing, but we want a piece of this. We'll give you new limousines and hearses and upgrade your business and everything, but let us handle your name. Don't be no fool. You had a business, your family has a business all this time, and then you sell it. It's just like Ebony and Jet magazine. The girl sold her business, sold the rights to it. Our only ways of communicating. BET did the same thing. Black Entertainment Television, and sold it to these other folks. We ain't holding on to nothing. They
Well,
even say
James,
Dr. King's family. Wait, they say Dr. King's family. Send his likeness and his look of his face and his likeness out for money. I'm sorry, y'all go ahead. I just had to bring that out.
well, James,
Listen,
I,
go
I
ahead.
just want to say one more thing too, about the census, because that's very, very important too. Although you don't vote for the census, you need to make sure that you participate in the census, because that's one way of them taking the resources out of your community and putting it in another community. You said the Mexicans are coming up. That's because they're doing a census. And when Trump was in office, remember, he didn't even count everybody, just so that the money could go to the clear people neighborhoods. And so I feel like that's very important also. A lot of Black people don't want to do the census because they say they don't want the government in their business. But that's one way of getting resources in
Believe
your
me,
neighborhood. And
the
let's not forget
government's
about
already
Brett.
in your business.
Right. And let's not forget about Brett Favre, the one that took the
Mm,
money from y'all community. You know,
$5
he took
million.
money from welfare.
Yeah, for his
That money
daughter, a
should have been,
soccer field,
yeah,
a
that money could have
building.
been going to the residents, 47K a year. And that's a,
Yeah,
like Penelope and you say, that's a lie. More
you
people,
have.
I bet you most people probably make $15,000 to $20,000 a year, making that $7.25 per hour. But they're taking
Not
your
to state the
resources.
taxes and the taxes. On that
Right.
$7.25, they're gonna take their state, they federal, your social security, and all that. And don't say if you got some you working 3 or 4 hours, maybe a whole day, maybe a day and a half just for your benefits. So you working for them. You ain't even and then you want to mess with social security. These people crazy. This is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I'm here with I said what I said, our chief correspondent and Brother Lee, our lead contributor. I know I've been talking all morning, but it disturbs me, folks, that we're sitting back and I'm praying for my beloved state of Mississippi. Y'all get yourselves together. Stop all this fighting and feuding and carrying on and cheating and robbing. And that's the bad part as we get ready to go to our last commercial break. Um, I'm gonna say this and bring Brother Lee. Y'all come on. We got a couple of things we're gonna talk about today. But that's why I wanted to bring this out. Folks, it's easy to snap our fingers, play around, go out, listen to great music, but somebody's got to look at it from this standpoint. Are you okay? Are you living good? Are your family okay? There's some people that are not. $7.25 ain't gonna get it. WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, the Mac Man Morning Show. I'm James Mack, your host. I'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi, November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
Give me
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know. Left, right, left, left, right, left. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote.
This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
And we're back on the MacMan Morning Show. Good morning to everybody. I'm James Mack, your host, and you're listening by the way of radio on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial out of Holly Springs, Mississippi. Yeah, there's some great things coming out of Mississippi. WKRA, MacMan Morning Show. We have some good things come out of Mississippi. Stick with us this morning. We'd like to thank all of you for listening in and sticking around. We were talking about the conditions uh, of our people in the state of Mississippi and other places that are not receiving their just desserts. But then there's some other things that we want. This is the reason why you got to get out here and vote. The Republicans are sick, tired of the orange man. They sick and tired of him, y'all. They tired of this man talking crazy, talking about eating cats and all kinds of things. But let's look at this little video that we have here, and we're going to go to another topic that's coinciding with what we're doing. These are the tricks that they're doing. These are the things that they're doing. And there's a clerk in Colorado, the ex-clerk that got locked up for doing election foolishness. These are Republicans, people that say that they're Republicans. And we're going to move to our next little topics, but we're going to show you a couple of videos right now. Stand by, y'all. Listen up. I thought that this would have.
There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again. In your world, it's all about you. But at bottom, this case was about your corrupt conduct and how no one is above the law. No one in this country has absolute power. Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious. I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could. You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen.
I think that the jury and the judge got it right. But at the end of the day, I am not happy or anything like that about this case at all. I think it has been a sad period for our state, for Mesa County, and for our country. To see in real time the effects of all these lies and disinformation about elections.
Now, from what I gleaned from this election official, this county clerk, did everything that she could to try to cheat and try to stop the certification of the election. This is what they're doing, not just even in Mississippi. They have cut, you don't believe it. Check your voter status, folks. They're purging the voter rolls. This is what that lady was doing and some more. And she got caught up. Now, see, all of the, they used to call them the lower level people, the pawns and the peons, they call them. They going to jail. All them folks that marched and January 6th, they going to jail, Brother Lee. These folks is in jail serving these sentences, and the man with the orange makeup is still walking around. I said what I said, looking like, oh, well, nothing's happened. I'm above the law. But yet, one of your comrades, one of your folks that tried to help you with this lie, is on their way to jail. I think this lady got 9 years. That's a whole lot. And she got a whole lot of white hair on top of her head. So I don't know what they're going to do with her. She's got to go to state prison. She ain't going to the country club. She's going to the state prison. Brother Lee, what's going on with these people in this buffoonery that they're doing with the voting rolls and trying to get the man with the orange makeup in by any means necessary? Why are they on this mission? What's going on with these people? I let y'all start out. Then I said what I said. Come on in with it.
Well, I would say, okay, listen, they're going by every direction. They're going in different directions, but their one cause is to get themselves elected. The Republicans are doing whatever it takes. They will do whatever it takes. They will skirt the law, not skirt the law. They will cross over. They will break the law. And Donald Trump has told them that he would pardon you if you were to do these things. And that's the thing about it is that they are willing to do anything and everything above the law to get what they want. And they see it as a quite a defeat if they don't get this thing done. And it's by hook or by crook. And that's the thing we gotta understand is that yes, you're right about getting your going down there to the voters booths and making sure even beforehand check on your registration. Check on it to see if it's valid. Check on it to see if they have expunged you off of there for any reason. I mean, it takes a little bit of time. It takes a few minutes to go around there and check it out, and tell your neighbor and take them with you. Yes, this vote counts like any other vote that we've had counted. This is just as important as last time. I'm not going to tell you that this is so important that it's more important. They're all more important. See, and that's the thing. We put it should be urgency on every election, not just this one. They always coming for us. They never stop coming for us. You say, well, they really coming for us this time. They've been really coming for us since we got here. So don't think that they woke up and they decided to get mad. They've been mad all the time. So let's put some emphasis on putting some action into what we're doing. And the thing is about if we want some change, we got to do something. We not just something. We got to stop with this something. We have to do positive, noticeable uh, change, not just noticeable. You got to feel it. You got to see it. It's got to happen. It's got to make a difference to you, not just your grandkids or your kids. It's got to make a difference to you too. We got to see change right now. We've been praying for it and said the Savior's going to come and it's going to be all right. We got to make it happen. Action happens with us. He's given us the tools to do it. He's given us the blessings. He poured blessings into you. And I want to say this. The thing is, you run out of time before you run out of the blessings that God is putting to you right now.
That's
And
right.
people say, I'm praying for a blessing. No, He poured into you all the blessings you'll ever need for your lifetime. You'll run out of time before you run out of blessings. And stop saying, I got on my knees tonight and I prayed for a blessing. No, He's poured it into you already. Just activate it.
Already.
That's what I have to say.
I said what I said. It bothers me because people take it for granted that or don't understand and realize you were talking this past weekend in your series about Black Wall Street. And why did they attack these people? Let's go. It goes right back to what we were saying. I mean, these people are trying, they know the power of the vote. They know the power of the vote. Do we know the power of the vote? Do we know what power we have? Less than a few million votes separated the popular vote and not talking about the electoral college. We can win that too. We got enough people in those strategic places to win those states. Okay, and I think that there are some people in the media. I said what I said, and everywhere that's really kind of rooting for the orange man. I think so because they feel that the power is leaving them. If they keep doing for themselves, they won't depend on us. Sound like some of us sometimes. We don't depend on certain people. I don't understand why it's like that. That people want us to be subservient to them. If you're gonna help somebody, help them. If you ain't, you ain't. Or whatever the case may be. These little meager things that we allow to come by, but a whole community from churches to doctors' offices to lawyers' offices were destroyed because people wanted to vote. People were they scared us and they rode around with sheets on their heads and all these other things, trying to intimidate. If I can scare you and intimidate you, I got you. So I said what I said with this thing happening with this official, this former official, sitting there looking innocent like they ain't did nothing. They got it good by looking innocent, just like they had that little girl down there, and she got convicted for unaliving her parent, and said she had another couple of bullets for her father. And they had her dressed up like she was any kind of schoolgirl going to kindergarten or something. This girl, 15, 16 years old, senators, they say, look as innocent as possible. This lady was up here looking terrible like, oh, I don't believe y'all gonna lock me up or whatever the case may be in Colorado. What's going on with these people and the way they think? And I said what I said.
Well, James, it goes back to the title of the show, the privilege of being MAGA. And like Lee said, they feel like they can break the law, do whatever he asked them to do, and they're going to be okay. And you heard the scolding that the judge was giving her. I've never seen a judge scold someone that harsh. Normally, a judge just read your. He say what he said a few words about the case, and then he give you the sentencing guidelines and the sentence of what he's going to give you. But she was just totally defiant throughout the whole court case, as if she was totally right. She argued with the judge when he was telling her the things that she did wrong. She still was trying to make her case as if she was right. And so I'm going to see how defiant she's going to be by going to prison. 9 years is a long time for you to uh, you lose your livelihood. And let's keep in mind, this lady is not a young lady. She's 68 years old. So I'm gonna see how she's
68.
gonna hold. Yeah, I'm gonna see how she's gonna hold up in prison with her privilege. And right. And so I just feel like, if they're in a cult, they got this cult mindset, and they feel like they'll do anything by any means necessary to put this man back in office who's a convicted criminal himself. And so if the shoe would, like I always say, if it was us, it wouldn't be any questions about it. We definitely wouldn't question the judge. And most of the times we try to throw ourselves on the mercy of the court, which she did the opposite. Because I seen a clip where she felt like she wasn't even going to jail. The newscaster asked her, well, what are you going to do in a year's time if you and Trump is going to prison? And she laughed at him as if that wasn't even an option for her. And so, just like the judge said, you used your privilege to gain power and fame, and now you got your power and fame. And one more question: where was the orange man at? Anytime all of these people that's getting in trouble for him, he's never in court with them. Now he asked them to go to court with him whenever he go to court, and he want an audience when he go. But when his people go to court, he's nowhere to be found. And so, you're absolutely right about us having the numbers to put in office who we want to put in office. We're always waiting on somebody else to do the job for us when we can do the job ourselves. We spend more money in the United States. Black people spend more money in this economy than any other group. We will spend our last dime to go to a concert, to go put some rims on our cars, to even purchase a house that we can't even really afford, just so that we can look like we're playing the part. So all of our money is going into this economy, but we're not getting anything out of it. And we got this stupid idea that our vote don't count when it do count. Everybody want to talk about the electoral college. Yeah, that's fine. But the electoral college is part of the process. But if everybody voted in all these other states, the electoral college wouldn't even it wouldn't make that much of a difference. Because if you turn every other state blue, um, then it's going to be harder, including the electoral college, then we can be in charge. And so, like Lee said, we already at the promised land. Our forefathers have already fought, bled, died in the civil rights era. Even slaves, they fought for us to read and to write. All of these people behind us, before us, have did everything they could so that we can have the rights. And now we have the audacity to say, I'm not going to vote. It don't make a difference, or our vote don't count. Well, it do count. And
Yes,
people
it does.
have lost their lives just so that you can go to that booth, and you're too lazy to go up there to the booth to cast your vote. And so, right, our neighborhoods are not going to change. Nothing is going to change until we get off our butts and go do what we need to do to make our lives better and to make our kids' lives better. Why are we letting them rule our life? Because that's basically what we're doing. We're allowing them to rule over us, especially in Mississippi. You got a lot of black people in Mississippi. Why is it all white people running it? Make that make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. It's I always say that the mindset of a person, they'll say something. When I first came around in the region, I was accused of, because of, I guess, my northern accent or whatever. And you think you smart, and I got a lot of that. I said, no, what do you mean? I mean, I'm no scholar or nothing. I mean, come on, you talk funny, really? You mean to tell me the way that I'm talking is talking funny? Well, this is the way that I've learned how. And like I said, Mississippi is dear to me because it's where my roots are. And I'm just seeing it's like somebody put something over their eyes and just say, let me lead you. And you're being led. We're not slaves anymore, folks. We're not subservient. I know we do some jobs that other people don't want to do or whatever, but we're still human beings. Listen, I want to go to this. And I said that the Republicans are tired themselves of this shenanigans and foolishness that's going on. Let's look at this other. This is something else that I said. What I said brought to the table, and I wanted to talk about this, Brother Lee. Also, we're going to be talking about this on the other side.
I was a Republican even before Donald Trump started spray tanning. I tell you, I have never voted for a Democrat, but this year I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
But Liz Cheney really is a leader who puts country above party and above self, a true patriot, and it is my profound honor to have your support.
In the United States of America, violence does not and must never determine who rules us. Voters do.
Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. The President of the United States must not look at our country through the narrow lens of ideology or petty partisanship or self-interest. The President of the United States must not look at our country as an instrument for their own ambitions. Our nation is not some spoil to be won.
I ask you to meet this moment. I ask you to stand in truth, to reject the depraved cruelty of Donald Trump. And I ask you instead to help us elect Kamala Harris for president.
All right. You heard it with your own ears. Some of you seen it with your own eyes also. That Miss Liz Cheney, Republican of Republicans, have that lineage, stepped up to the plate and said, I've never voted for a person of the opposite party, ever. She said her first vote was for Ronald Reagan. And this woman says to save our nation, and I don't know why it has to come from somebody else. If you can't see it, I don't know what it is, but that's okay. Miss Liz Cheney did that. She brought it to the attention of the folks. I'm voting for. Why can't I say who I'm voting for? And everybody get an attitude and get messed up because this is the person that I feel that's going to help us to come out of the whammy that we're in is the vice president. Let's come on, folks. I ain't got to convince you of anything. Just please look and see what's going on. I'm not going back. I don't know what anybody else gonna do, Brother Lee, but I'm not going back to stuff I've never done before. I've never been to the field. I'm not knocking anybody that has picked cotton or did what they had to do or whatever the case may be. But James ain't gonna do it. You're not gonna put no whip on me. You're not gonna. I'm gonna find a bigger water hose to spray water back on you, and I'm not going to just sit there and let you abuse me and our people. We got a serious problem when we got people that are supposed to be our leaders turn around and say, we don't want anybody decent in that office. We want the racist, crook, Nazi, whatever he is, white supremacist or whatever he is. It's a shame that we can't decent white people. If you did, I mean, I'm just saying, come on, put your thinking cap on. Why do you want this? Why do you want somebody that's going to oppress somebody else if that's not the way that you felt? Why are you oppressing us? Why we got to be your slaves? Why we got to be the ones at the bottom of the totem pole? We can't ride around and do what we do and live where we want to live. You restricted us, and now we got that right. You want to take that away from us because you feel that your population has dwindled and you feel that your race of people are going to be over. So you reap havoc on this community, our communities, and then our nation. Make us look bad on the news every day. Make us seem like we the drug kids when it's more other people of other nationalities that are using all kinds of stuff. We the broken, the poor ones. We the ones that's supposed to have a raggedy this and a hand me down that. No, ain't no more of that going on. It's a new day. Everybody stand up for what you need to be standing up for, and that's your right to vote. Get up off your tail and vote. Go now if you have to. Those of you all that know that you're at home right now and you're not going to be able to go out in the morning on January the 5th to vote, go to your county buildings wherever early voting or absentee voting is going on and get your vote in there, okay, and do what you need to do. Liz Cheney stepped up. Her father was one of the worst vice presidents I've ever thought in history by the way that he did things. I didn't forget about Blackwater and all the contracting that he did when they was having the war and everything and all the warmongering that he did. But he snapped around her daddy and said, I can't vote for this man. This man I have us. This man, do you understand that the president has the ability to, he has all of the controls of the nuclear devices and everything. And you got this man. Now, it was a mistake. He was a fluke. He was a mistake. That's why we don't need to let him back up in there no more. It was a total fluke, y'all. November the 5th, forgive me. Uh, we need to get our acts together. We need to get our act together. Brother Lee, is there any hope for our dwindling state of Mississippi and for black community as a whole? Do you say what we got to do, Brother Lee? We need some direction. What do you say about this situation and these Republicans encouraging us to vote for the vice president?
Well, I will say briefly, brother, that you see what we're doing is not working. Why do we continue to do it? And that's the thing I think Mississippi and a lot of places in these United States, what we call it, is that we're doing the same thing and hoping that the outcome, are we really even hoping? I think we're just going through the motions of doing the same things and saying we don't have the votes. We're not getting the votes. The people are not coming out. Okay, let's come on. We got great minds here. We can go about it in a better way. And I don't think it's rocket science what we need to do. I mean, we have to do. Mississippi clearly has the votes, and just like Mississippi, Illinois, Indiana, we clearly have the votes. It's just that we're doing the same thing, and then we're saying, "Ah, I don't know what's wrong." It's not that complicated. You know, if Mississippi truly wants to change, it'll change. If the black folks in Mississippi should stand around and they say, "Won't somebody do something?" Nobody will put out that fire if everybody's saying, "Won't somebody else put the fire out?" And that's how it is. Somebody else is that we all standing around saying, "Somebody do something." It's like Superman. You watching a movie about Superman, and everybody's waiting for Superman to come and stop the crime. But we have to say, "Look, we got the power to do it, and just come out and do it. You have the votes." Now, if it's different, if we did not try and everybody came out, 99%, 95%, 90% of the black folks came out and voted, or 80%, and said, "Man, it's not working." But we don't. I guarantee you, I will guarantee somebody dispute what I'm about to say. I guarantee you, 80% of the voters didn't come out. Black voters didn't come out. I believe 75% didn't come out. I believe 60% did not come out. Somebody tell me I'm wrong.
Mhm. I think you're right. I say you're right. we're uh, we're going to wrap our show up this morning, but I wanted to just before we go to emphasize to you that we're going to be on this. The election is less than 30 days away. We're going to be bringing information and inspiration, but we're going to bring a lot of information to you. I'm working now to bring some people to the table so that I don't know what it is to do, but we got to encourage each other. Get up, folks, and vote. Don't let this, please, this is no time for you to have no attitude about her, attitude about what's going on. If we go to sleep on this one, if you sit at home, you and your partner, I wouldn't have a friend that ain't get up off his tail and vote. How you gonna call yourself my friend and you ain't got enough manhood in you or courage in you enough to get up and vote? Why am I gonna hang with you? What is the purpose for? I'm just hanging with you just because I'm hanging with you. I went to school with you. Or we just, whatever the case may be, we ain't doing nothing but taking up space. No, it's time for us. This is a wake up call, Black America. Get yourself together because they're trying to take us out. 2025 is trying to take us out. That Project 2025 is trying to take us out and send us back to a place where we never been, where our ancestors were, but we never been. And if they could take our civil rights away from us, they would. Listen, this is the Mac Man Morning Show, and I'm James Mack, your host. Um, we're getting ready to go. We'll have more on tomorrow for you, and we'll continue to keep you abreast on what's going on. Also, we're going to be looking at Tiffany Henyard tomorrow. They have a meeting on tonight that they're having, and wait a minute, let me make sure I got all of this right. Okay, they're going to have a meeting tonight in Dalton. We're going to be covering that on tomorrow. We're going to see what's going to happen with her because the judge has given her an ultimatum to get it together. Listen, we're going to be on top of things. This is James Mack, your host, along and thanking all of you for being here with us. For Brother Lee, for Sister I Said What I Said, for Dr. J, our executive producer, Ryan, our social media editor, and for all of you all that come each and every morning to join us. I'm James Mack. I'm your host, and this is the Mac Man Morning Show. We'll see you on tomorrow. Same time, same station.
Is a Mac Main Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show. It's the Madman Morning Show.
Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Madman Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Madman Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss.